Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my corner of the world. We are here for a reaction to something different. It is called "The Real Villain of the Flash was hiding in plain sight," and it's uploaded by Zaffy. Uh, don't know anything about this channel, but I know about CW's Iris. I know about her. I've seen the Arrowverse almost in its completion. There are some shows that I'm missing out on, like technically Constantine was a part of it. I haven't finished Supergirl or Legends or Batwoman, or even Black Light. Like, there are some things in there that I haven't gone back to finish, but I've seen, like, for the most part, the Pioneer shows like Arrow. I've seen that to completion. The Flash, I've seen that to completion. And I feel like there's another one, but I don't know. But Iris, she annoyed the crap out of me. As the series just went on, she became insufferable. And I just want to make this very clear from the get go. This is nothing to do with the actor Candice Patton. Candice Patton did a phenomenal job with the material that she was given. I applaud her for what she was doing. She was great. My problem is how Iris was written. She was written to be the most insufferable character within the entire show. And I'm excited to see how Zaffy is going to be covering that. So enough with this long ass intro. Let's get straight into the video. If you guys would like to see this video uninterrupted with no commentary, I will leave a link to it in the description. Let's run this up.
She is a psyop, a psychological operation conducted by both the CW and Eobard Thawne. What if a superhero's love interest was intentionally made to be the most insufferable character on the show? All
literally my exact words.
By the villain.
My exact words. That is hilarious.
Video. I accidentally titled this video something along the lines of Isis West is the villain of the Flash.
Oh my god.
Originally it was called Iris West is the villain of the Flash. I almost got my video demonetized because of it, okay? You can't fuck around with YouTube, okay? You can't be making titles like that. Now, I will say, Isis West does match what Iris West is as a character, because let me tell you, this woman is a terrorist of the show.
Oh my god.
Is that. Before I make this video, I have to say once again, because there are a lot of schizophrenics watching these videos, I love women. I love women.
I love women.
My own fans get annoyed by how much I have to say this. They're like, Zaffy, stop being such a simp. Look, I love women. The problem is, if you're watching this as a female, your gender is destroyed by these writers. They hate you. They hate your fans.
I agree.
I don't know why. Don't ask me. If I wrote your gender properly, trust me, it would be amazing. I would write women so well, you have no idea. Give me a chance. I will take you to the promised land, ladies. But you're not written well, and the CW writers seem to hate y'all. They hate y'all. They're incels, not me. Smallville, a show that almost...
Oh my god, Lana irritated me.
Because the writers were obsessed with forcing her down our throats. Now, I hate this woman's existence, okay? I really do. But I'm also in love with her, because look at her, for God's sakes. Every time I look into her eyes, I feel like my soul is leaving my body. In a good way, it's euphoria. But you got girls like Felicity Smoke who, yes, attractive woman by all means, but I hate her. I despise her more than Iris, to be honest, because
I enjoyed Felicity at the beginning of Arrow. Like, at the beginning of Arrow, she was great. She was this cute, nerdy computer girl who, like, had these, like, nice little sarcastic lines and one-liners and, like, the comic references and stuff like that. She was cool. I really enjoyed her in the first, like, season and like first, like, 1 or 2 seasons, but, like, from season 3 and onward, oh my god, this girl just became so freaking annoying. She became so annoying. I'm sorry.
Because I had a lot more of an emotional connection to the show Arrow than I did The Flash. Trust me, if I was a bigger fan of the Flash, I probably would have hated Iris just as much. But this woman she caused the 9/11 on Arrow. Okay. Elena Gilbert's one of the worst characters of all time in fiction, like top 5 worst characters of all time ever. No one can even debate that.
Elena was pretty annoying.
Before I go in on Iris, I will actually give some pros, okay? Because you have to be objective in these videos. I ain't just a hater. I'm a lover too, all right?
Of course.
Let's give her some props. Iris West, good-looking woman. Candace, the actress, great-looking woman. Trust me. She came up to me and asked me on a date. What am I going to say? No? Hell no. Good-looking woman. No one can even doubt it.
Agreed.
She's a barista who's also a journalist, trying to be a journalist at the same time. At least in the first season, before they make her a god, try to make her a god. I can respect that. She's a grinder, right? She's got multi-talents. She's a skilled woman. She's a skilled woman. This is going to be the shortest segment of the video because there's not a lot of positives I can say about her, but you can say that. Early on in The Flash, she wasn't that bad.
No, not at all.
Anyways, now we're going to have to get to some of the issues, okay? Iris West is a paranoid, malignant narcissist that suffers from what I call joint union syndrome. There's probably an actual scientific term for this, but here's the thing. Everything that Barry does, that Team Flash does, Iris West has this obsessive need to make it about her and Barry.
Agreed.
She wants to force her into everything. No, Barry, it's not you saving the universe. It's us.
It's
Barry,
us.
I know you're trying to go
We are the Flash. Shut
as
up.
a hero alone because you're the one with powers, or not me. But it has to be both of us. You have to think about me, Barry. I know you're crying about Nora and whoever else you lost, but we're in this together. Like, I'm also sad too. We're joined in this shit. Iris is obsessed with this to a degree that I've never seen a female love interest be obsessed with. Okay, let's talk about her as a person that's in a relationship with someone. She's terrible. She is a disrespectful, disloyal girlfriend. Just look at how she was with Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie was kidnapped by the Reverse Flash in season 1 in an alternate timeline, right? In an alternate timeline where Iris kissed Barry, by the way. But anyways, Eddie was kidnapped by Reverse Flash. And Eddie Thawne, Reverse Flash, told him, Eobard told Eddie, yo, listen, the girl you love, the girl you're almost engaged to, Iris, she's meant to be with Barry. I've seen it. So this screws with my boy Eddie's head. And he gets in arguments about this with Iris, where he's like, this is what I was told. And Iris is like, bro, shut up. We make our own choice. There's no such thing as fate or destiny. I'm with you, okay? Who cares what some wacko said about us? A couple episodes later, she's literally telling Barry, everyone is saying we're meant to be together. Maybe we're actually meant to be together.
See, now with this, her saying to Eddie, like telling him to be quiet, we choose our own fate and nothing controls us and blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, she a real one, all right. And then she goes and says something like that. And I'm just like, okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Way to be loyal to your man, I guess. Yikes.
So this was a blatant lie. I don't even want to use this terminology when talking about someone like this, but this is some 304 level shit, okay? Sabotage. This is where we're getting into the malicious shit, okay? Barry had
Linda. I liked Linda. She was such a cool character.
Iris doesn't like this. So when they're on a double date, Iris starts flirting it up with Barry. She starts flirting with Barry in front of Linda and
even
disrespecting them
before
both.
this, she was sabotaging.
To the point where it casts doubt in Linda's head. I'm pretty sure she even tells Linda, I think Barry might have had a thing for me, you know? Oh, very subtle, Iris. Very subtle way of destroying this relationship. Barry literally had more chemistry with Linda, Patty, and Caitlin.
He had more chemistry with every other love interest that he had. Literally every one. And personally, this is just me. If given the choice between these 3 characters that he has on screen here, Linda, Patty, and Caitlin, Barry and Patty should have been Endgame. I'm gonna be so real. The way that he and Patty were bonding, like they had like a lot in common. They like played off of each other's jokes. They enjoyed spending that quality time. They were willing to they were willing to like sacrifice that like themselves to ensure that the other like was happy. Like the way that, oh my god, they were great. They were so great. But she was basically saying, if you just tell me, because she was like thinking that Barry was the Flash, like she knew it, right? She was like, if you just tell me that you are the Flash, just tell me, I will stay. It's not necessarily like an ultimatum, but it's like, bro, I know who you are. I know you don't feel like you may not feel like you can trust me with this, but I promise you, I won't tell anybody. I will hold your secret in confidence. I will stay. We can work this out. She was so great, but then Barry decides to keep the secret and not necessarily like verbally confirm that he is or isn't the Flash, even though we all know that she knew and what have you. But he sacrifices his relationship with her, lets her go so that she could go live her dream of becoming a CSI just like him. They were so good. They were so good. I liked him with Linda a lot too. I loved the little chemistry that he had with Caitlin. There was always room for that little bit of extra, but they remained friends, which was dope. Oh my god. Oh my god, he and Barry should have been Endgame.
Then Iris. This is a fact. This is not this is not subjective.
Patty
this is an objective
should have
fact,
been Endgame.
Barry has to leave into the Speed Force to save pretty much the world, right?
Especially when you consider that Iris is basically his foster sister.
Barry does not go into the Speed Force.
Completely ruins the relationship for me.
Iris herself admits what the consequences are. In a courtroom scene, she literally says, oh, he has to save the world, right? She knows why Barry had to do it. Barry might be gone forever. The team doesn't know. He might be fucking dead for all they know, right? In this time, something has occurred. Iris has randomly become team leader. I don't know why.
I don't know how.
Who is snorting crack and let this happen?
Who let that happen?
She has no ability to do anything.
She has no experience on Team Flash to become the leader of it.
She's a goddamn journalist / barista. Her role is literally a notification bell. That's what her role is. She can be replaced.
Literally.
She can be replaced by AI. Cisco also is notifying team members of what was happening, but Cisco is also super genius. He designs gadgets. He also has superpowers. For fuck's sake, he's
literally makes all of Barry's suits.
They're like, we know how to save Barry. We're gonna do it, Iris. We can save Barry and bring him back. Iris is like, no, he's dead. What? She's like, no. She is adamant that she wants no part of this because like Barry's dead. To the point where she gets mad at everyone for even suggesting this. Caitlin's like, no, but we can bring him back. And Iris is like, where the fuck have you been, bitch? No one can trust you. She's talking shit to Caitlin. Caitlin with a choker, too. Not regular Caitlin. Killer Frost bipolar personality Caitlin, who's finally found a way to have peace between both personalities. And Caitlin's talking shit to her. My girl, Caitlin. Really? This makes zero sense because you could say, oh, it's Iris coping because she doesn't want false hope. She doesn't want to be sad all over again. She's in mourning, right? This makes zero sense. Think about it. Iris lives in a world where magic, superpowers all exist. She's seen it. She's experienced it. There's no way in her head she believes this is a false hope scenario because everyone in this room could believe Barry can come back from life, bro. They've done this many times before in the Arrowverse. Also, if you're someone who's just lost a loved one, you're not going to do everything you can to even the slightest piece of hope, you're not going to attach to it. This is unrealistic.
I'm going to.
She says to Cisco and Caitlin.
Like, I may not, like full on latch onto that hope, but I'm at least going to, like, play it out a bit to see what comes of it, But to not even be open to like listen to what they have to say is like, that's unrealistic to me.
It's a waste of time what you're doing. You wasted time trying to bring Barry back when we could be fighting these villains. What? Iris, who are you? What is your role? First of all, you're useless. You can't stop a villain for your life. Second of all, why would you say this about the man you love? I think part of her wanted him dead. Because you could say, oh, she was angry at him for leaving, which makes no sense at all, and we're going to get to that.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I think part of her wanted
him dead. I think this is the part, I think this is where we get into the fact that she's a plant, all right?
A plant.
They find Barry. Barry's back. He's like a mad scientist, right? Something's wrong with him. And Barry has no memory of what's happening, but he sees the crew, and he starts smiling. Then Iris is like, Barry, it's me. She's trying to get his attention, even though he ignores her. Based Barry for ignoring her. That should tell you exactly what's happening. This relationship. That should tell you exactly what this relationship is. Barry first sees them, ignores her, and starts looking at Caitlin and Cisco, the true OGs. And then she tries to butt in. Barry, it's me. Barry, it's me. And then it takes Barry a second. That should tell you Barry doesn't actually love her as much as we think. He just thinks he does because he was with her during childhood. They're literally step siblings. Ugh.
It's weird.
This is a false relationship.
I don't know why the writers would do that with them. That is weird.
Them. Abusers love to do this. And then what happens later? You left me, Barry. She takes out all her anger on Barry. You left me. You just left me. What? This chick admits literally in another episode that Barry had to go. She knows Barry had to go to save the universe. Barry
literally to save the universe.
Bro, Barry's fate. This is one of the best scenes of the show.
If he didn't leave, Barry, you would all be 6 feet under. So what did you want him to do? The same way
any normal person would. What the fuck are you talking about, Iris?
What did you want him to do?
Everyone knows why I had to leave. Why are you acting like you don't know? Why are you acting like this was about you? Iris. This was Iris's way of finding a way to torture this man, even if she had no reason to, okay? Run, Iris, run. When Iris had powers and got it, she was so happy to finally get powers and be alongside Barry so they can both be Flash together. She loves that. She loves doing that. She wanted primary exclusivity to him through this. Now, she does lose her powers towards the end of the episode. And at this point, she decides, oh, this is Barry's calling, not mine. Maybe I shouldn't be on Team... Maybe I should start my blog again and be a journalist instead of trying to be all up in Team Flash's business. I like this part, right? Because I was like, okay, finally, we're not getting annoying Iris. But when you think about it, she didn't have a choice. Team Flash practically begged this man to give the powers back and swap the DNA because they had to, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Iris actually wanted her powers gone.
She didn't.
I think she did it because she had no choice. Realistically, Iris would have kept those goddamn powers.
She definitely would have.
She wanted it badly. She loved the powers she had with it. She loved the fact that it was
because her having the powers meant that she could actually be useful and be helpful and be the hero that she's always longed to be. Because it's like you've heard from the days since season 1 that she always wanted to be a cop. She always wanted to jump into the action, be the hero, save people. And now that she has the power, literally the power to do just that, you think that she's really gonna want to give that up? Ain't no way. There's no way she will actually want to give that up. She wanted Barry's speed.
It was her.
She wanted it.
That's the thing. Now we're gonna get to the mental torture. This woman loves having emotional pep talks with Barry every single goddamn minute of every episode.
Yeah.
When you don't need to. She's telling Barry, oh, Barry, you gotta do this. Barry, you gotta do this. You gotta think about me, Barry. Look at our relationship, for God's sakes. You're not the Flash, Barry. We are the Flash.
God, that line irritated me so much.
To the point where Barry's losing his fucking mind.
That line irritates me so much.
Barry hates that he has to be in the same conversation every episode. And it all culminates with Nora. Again, I hate this character more than... I despise Nora as a character, okay? But she plays a very pivotal role here because she's their daughter, right? From the future or whatever. Now, it's revealed Nora's been working with Harrison Wells, Reverse Flash, because Nora's trying to stop Barry's disappearance in the future from happening. And Harrison Wells trying to do this too so he can help Nora, but in reality, Harrison Wells is trying to alter the timeline so he can escape from behind bars. So they both have things that they need mutually from each other. Barry finds out about this, that she's been working with him, and they come to a conclusion that she has to be sent to the future, but this causes an argument between them. Barry is sad that he'll never see Nora again. Iris might still. Iris knows she lives with Nora in the future when Barry's disappeared.
Yeah.
And yet, Iris is like, no, I don't get to see her either, Barry. Why are you making it all about you? She starts gaslighting this man. Then Barry's like, bro, it doesn't bother you at all that Nora was working with my arch nemesis the entire time, Reverse Flash, the man who killed my mother and destroyed my life and framed my dad and ruined our lives forever.
Iris, what are we talking about right now?
What does Iris say? No, it doesn't bother me. Why would you say this, Iris? First of all, you don't even know Nora like that.
I'm gonna be so real with you. This isn't even... The breaking point happened a long time ago, but if I am Barry in this moment, after this conversation, I could not be with Iris anymore. You're really saying that it doesn't bother you that our daughter, whatever, our daughter is working with the man who basically executed my mom simply out of pure hatred for me, doesn't bother you? That doesn't bother you at all? Like, you don't think that we need to, like, have a conversation about that? You don't think that warrants, like, her being sent away? You don't think that warrants her being untrustworthy? You sitting there really saying that it doesn't bother you is a problem. That is a major red flag, because if that doesn't bother you, there's a disconnect here. There is a disconnect here. Nah.
It's not like you guys had Nora since a baby for like 20 years. No. You've known Nora for like a couple weeks, couple months at this point. Second of all, I get it. She's your daughter. You love her no matter what. But you know what Reverse Flash did to this man. He killed the mom right in front of him, and you still talk like this to the man you love?
Nah, couldn't be me.
Unless you are working with Reverse Flash secretly, this line is pathetic to me.
Couldn't be me.
This is the conclusion of this video. I believe that Reverse Flash planned all this. Okay? This makes the show better if you think about it, okay? He saw multiple timelines of what happens with Barry, okay? You have to know that Reverse Flash probably saw all of these timelines when he was running back and forth. He saw most of the time Barry ends up with Iris. Now, what's the timeline that Barry is the most unhappy with Iris? Well, I'm going to put Barry into that timeline, because worst case, if I don't ever win against this man, I want him to suffer my wrath even after I'm fucking dead. So, he kills Barry's mom. He could manipulate events that allow Barry to be put in an orphanage or be raised by the Waynes or whatever. Right?
Raised by the Waynes is crazy.
Star City after this, you know? Reverse Flash could do everything in his power to make sure Barry's life suffers, but what does he do? He allows this to happen. For Barry to be raised by Iris's dad. Chad, Iris's dad. And he knows Barry, when living with Iris, he will develop feelings for her eventually, and they will get together as step siblings. Disgusting. That is his plan. His plan was, she is the best operative ever, because she doesn't even know that she's a psyop. I know how much of a torture she is to Barry and Team Flash, so I'm gonna allow it to happen. I'm gonna allow Barry to be raised by them so that he'll fall in love with her and they'll get together and his life will be fucking hell. She's his ultimate revenge. That is why Reverse Flash is the biggest hater of all time. He used Iris as a psyop, a literal plant. That's it. If you want to know why Felicity Smoke is also a fraud, watch this video here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood.
What are we doing here?
But the army must keep growing.
Is this still...
if you want to suggest video...
Yeah, nah, bro. He was spitting. I don't know about the ending theory of Iris being a psyop and, you know, Reverse Flash planning just how irritating she became. I don't know about all that, but I agree with everything that he said leading up to that. She is the most insufferable character in that show. It is actually pretty ridiculous how low her character fell from the first season. Should I keep doing more reactions to this guy? He seems very entertaining, and I'm kind of curious as to this Felicity Smoke one. You guys want me to check that out? Let me know. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed my reaction to this one, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And let me know what your thoughts are when in regards to Iris's character. Again, character, not the actor. Let me know what you think about her. Let me know if I should keep doing